This video is a short introduction to the Rebar calculator and its most recent updates. You can find it at vcalc.com. First, at the Rebar calculator, one thing you should note that it's available in both English and in Spanish. You click the button here, click to Spanish, it'll give you the same functionality in Spanish. But going back to English, there's a handful of functions. One calculates the length of rebar in a rectangular grid, the length and the weight of the rebar in a rectangular grid, the rebar and concrete also in a slab in a rectangular grid, the concrete rebar and forms for a wall, rebar in an irregular shaped slab, rebar around an irregular shaped slab like a swimming pool, rebar in a circular slab, rebar lapping length, estimated cost of rebar, the weight of a given length of rebar based upon its size, the concrete displaced by rebar, weight of a slab with a rebar in it, and the rebar price per pound, the number of chairs to suspend a rebar grid, and rebar and concrete in a slab by a function of area, and then a labor estimate for the rebar. Basically, to get to any of these functions, you simply click on the button. So let's just do a simple demo for the length, or actually we'll go to weight of rebar in a grid. You can choose the units that you prefer. If you don't like feet, there's alternatives like in the metric system, but we'll stick with feet, inches for now. Let's go ahead and first choose our size of rebar. You will see that there are defaults for a lot of the parameters, but you can always override them. So we're going to say size 4 rebar, 1/2 inch. Let's specify our spacing. So I'm content with 18 inches and 3 inches for the inset from the edge of the concrete slab to begin our rebar. And then let's calculate 2 mats. So we'll have 2 rebar grids. And now let's go ahead and put in our dimensions. We'll say that the slab is 56 feet by 78 feet. It'll also ask us for the length of uncut rebar that we're using. At default is 40, but many people use size 20 foot sticks. And it uses the rebar size and the lapping factor to compute the appropriate overlap when one stick ends and another one stick begins. So this calculator gave us a very accurate estimate of the length and of the weight of rebar that we need. You can also ask for the length and it'll tell you that. But basically this calculator is useful in that it lets you give you a very good estimate for the rebar in that slab. And it also gives you the spec sheet so you can put in an email address and then hit submit, say John Rebar, and you can say what job this is for. You can give yourself a note and send yourself an email with that inputs and the result. So again, that's the weight of rebar in a slab, in a rectangular slab. For a circular slab, this function, again, you put in the radius of the slab, that's half the diameter. So we could come in, and it has many of the same functions. So it gives you the radius, and the depth will tell you the volume of concrete. Again, the inset, the spacing, it's intelligent, starts at the center and works its way out in both dimensions. You choose your rebar size. Again, there's a lapping factor. Again, there's number of mats. It also lets you have the a double rebar edge. So you can specify that. So you want twice a second course of rebar around the edge. So again, we can put in the radius of 20 feet. And again, it'll calculate the length of rebar and the weight of rebar. So that's a very useful function. Let's see. We can also do some of the simple facts utilities are like lapping length. So if you put in your lapping factor, whatever it is that your engineering specifications call for, and then you selected the rebar size, and it'll tell you that that needs to be the lapping length for every last joint where you use your rebar tires. So again, a handful of other functions. If you have any questions, go ahead and get back to us, send us a message. We're always looking for feedback, and those feedback is why we have some recent updates. One last one is for a wall. We were recently at a conference, and it was requested to have a different spacing for walls, vertical versus horizontal. So again, when we're calculating the rebar for a wall, Very similar to a rectangular slab, you can have the length and the weight and the thickness of the wall, choose your size, but you can have different spacing of the rebar horizontally versus vertically. And again, get a very good and accurate number for your rebar estimates. Again, let us know if there's any way we can make this tool better for you, and we're happy to make it available. Thank you.